Alright, man. Trade recap. Why do you want to bash it? You guys say the most absurd stuff to me. I'm really getting fat, dude. I feel like the crumble cookie kicked in 2 days later, and you can just see all the fat in my face. Alright. Let's get her done. Alright. So, wait, am I sharing screen? Okay. So today, daily profile was very obviously bullish to previous day's high. Bro, I didn't eat all the cookies. For one, in general, I didn't eat all the cookies. And I for damn sure did not eat them all in the video. Okay? Alright, anyways. So today's daily profile was obviously bullish. Midnight, we had a new week opening gap. We ended up filling. Midnight opened here. Got the manipulation down. Filled this 1 hour gap. Off the rejection block. Also got to the central bank dealing range. If you don't know about that, I'm not going to say don't worry about it, but I'm not going to teach it. So go study that in your free time. But second deviation from the central bank dealing range. And then we obviously got the reversal. So we're looking for previous day's high with relative equal highs. It's literally the most perfect draw on liquidity that you could ever imagine. So another thing today, it's another scenario from what I taught you guys in one of the first lessons ever about balanced price action. So here, while I was in my live stream, a lot of people were saying that they wanted a retrace first. They wanted to see us get a retrace first before going long. Why wouldn't we do that? You should know by now, because everything from here to where the market currently is already balanced. So the distance from where the market currently was to this only imbalance was bigger than the distance to our drawn liquidity. Is it logical that we're going to trade through all of this already balanced price action to get to this one baby imbalance? Or is it more logical that we're just going to respect price and just go to our drawn liquidity? It makes way more sense that we're going to go to our drawn liquidity. So that's why I longed up here. I snagged an entry off midnight open. I entered off midnight open. I also entered off this little 1 minute order block. And then I put my stops all the way down here. So a lot of people said stuff about this entry too, and they're confused as to why I took it because there's no quote-unquote entry model. I mean, obviously having an entry model is preferred. Entering off some sort of PD array is preferred. But I've already told you guys my guidelines for an entry. I don't need to see it's not in my rule book to see a fair value gap. What's my rules for entry? I need a well-protected stop loss with a good risk reward. That's all I need. So since we're above midnight open and the daily profile is bullish, I'm anticipating midnight open to act as support and hold and be what sends price higher, especially because price is already balanced below. So there's nothing down here for price to get to. There's nothing that price needs to get to. So I was willing to take that first entry just because it looked textbook to me. My stop loss was well protected. Drawn liquidity was clear. If we pulled to this low and pulled this for value gap, I would have been perfectly fine with taking another entry if it's set up right. I just didn't feel like it made sense for us to come back down there. So that's why I took this entry. But yeah, so this was my stop loss below this balanced out wick, below the majority of this order block. It should hold, and it did. So then we got a displacement from that entry, formed a fair value gap, formed this order block. I trailed my stop loss from this entry here, and then I added on this order block, and then obviously put my stop loss below it. So then, So then I ended up closing, because I got that add. I ended up closing half my position about here, and then I just let the rest of my position run. So I had 8 contracts. Closed about 4 of them here, and then let the other 4 run for previous day's high, just because it was a really clear draw. And that was it for me. Did I expect these shorts? Not necessarily, but I didn't expect much else from the market. So that's why I didn't even look to take another trade. I got what I wanted out of the day. I got the draw on liquidity for the day. I just let it go, let it be what it was. Okay. Let's look at your trades. D-Town, I have something to say about what you did. So this trade, pretty much the same trade. He took my ad. The only thing I'll say about this is you made your take profit something that's not a draw on liquidity. Inverse fair value gaps are not a draw on liquidity. Price isn't drawn to them. So unless you felt like we were just going to go higher and that there was an actual draw on liquidity above that, I don't think that you should have had that take profit. I think it either should have been all out at previous day's high or a hold for like a different draw on liquidity, because inverse gaps are not a draw, you know. But other than that, obviously a good trade because I took it. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, on a day like today, like I said on the stream, bro, like, I mean, it's nice to hold the runner for that high and, like, dream of it, but it's not realistic on a day like today. This is probably going to be the slowest day of the week. So, I don't know. I mean, it's a personal preference. You can obviously do as you please. If you're okay with leaving runners like that, then do it. But on a day like today, I'm not leaving runners. You know what I mean? A day where I'm expecting it to slow down, I'm personally not leaving runners. Obviously, we didn't end up slowing down. We ended up moving a lot, but just, yeah, me personally, I'm going to secure profits on days that I'm expecting us to be slow. Okay. Bino. I'm not mad at the shorts for sure, because we did start like a sell side curve by the time you took that trade. 30-second fair value gap. The only reason why I'm mad at that, I mean, I'm not super upset, but this imbalance looks smooth. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you were willing to, that's one of those scenarios where, like, you have to be willing to, you have to understand that there's a chance you get stopped out for that fair value gap, even though you think it won't book, and then be okay with the second entry. But I mean, outside of that, it's a pretty decent trade. Not one that I would personally take, though. Not gonna lie, but I don't hate it. TP was at OTE of the range. If you're going to make OTE of a range take profit, you need to already have taken profit at equilibrium or adjusted your stop loss by the time you're at equilibrium. Because we don't ever, like, need OTE. Equilibrium is all we need to reverse. So that's the only thing I would say. But decent, cool little shorts. Fire longs, Hunty, or I think that's your name. We all pretty much took the same trade when we took longs. Yeah, aiming for equilibrium on that retrace that was a fire trade. We definitely set up a clear short for at least a retrace equilibrium. So if you guys took those shorts, I'm not mad. Fire trade. Internal to external, man. I mean, obviously we did more than just retrace, but like if we were going to continue bullish, we just took an external high, so expecting a retrace back to internal and trading for that is not a bad idea at all. I know, I did not expect us to have this clean of price action, so it's actually pretty fire. Do I only trade once a day? If my first trade is a banger, then for sure I'm only trading once that day. There's no need to get back in the market. Jeez, bro. On Friday, I ended Friday at 29K followers. And I was like, okay, cool. So we'll be able to hit 30K by the end of next week. Bro, I hit 30K today. It's actually crazy. My original goal was to have 50, it's on my home screen, 50K followers on TikTok and Instagram, like combined by the end of the year. Bro, I think I can get 50K on just TikTok by the end of the year. Because streaming is the cheat code for followers. Once I started doing streams, I'm getting like, I don't even know how many followers. And the following count keeps going up each stream. It's pretty fire. But yeah, that's it for me on the recaps, unless you guys have any more questions or anything. All right, All right, I'm going to get up out of here. You guys have a fantastic, beautiful day.